Newcastle United 5, Aston Villa 1, and I don't know what to say, to be fair. I think very disappointed, and I'm going to be honest, this is my match reaction fan cam to watching Aston Villa against Newcastle United, and we went into it really positive, but just disappointed. I thought we lacked intensity at times. We got absolutely bullied by Joelinton. I think he was fantastic in the middle. Joelinton, I have to give him credit. I have to give Newcastle credit, because I think they were so aggressive in the middle of the park, and I think that was detriment to their style and how they play. But I was thoroughly disappointed. First goal, it's just too easy. The marking, the defending was very, very poor. Again, for the second one, it sort of mirrored it really. It went out on that right hand side. There was a cross that came in, unmarked player, and then we got back in the game, and it was 2-1. Moussa Diaby absolutely fantastic. I thought he was electric. I thought he was everything that we wanted him to be, and he scored a really good goal. On that half volley, it was a great finish. And the Mings as well, I've got to say, it's very disappointing. Again, it looks like another knee injury, another ACL injury, so that's a massive blow for Villa. And then from that moment, our heads were just completely down, and we were gone. We went in at half-time 2-1, and I thought, you know what, Unai can cook, Unai can, tactically add that little bit, and I felt like, the Tielemans substitution, I thought like that was potentially the right thing to do, moving McGinn on the opposite side. And then second half, we just literally fell apart like we've never fell apart before in an Unai Emery team. It looked disjointed, it looked leggy, it looked lethargic, it lacked intensity, it lacked belief. The starting lineup, I've got to be honest, I didn't really understand. I didn't understand starting Luca Dean and Matty Cash. All pre-season we've started that sort of 3 defenders, 3 centre-backs, and we've trialled it, and I just didn't understand why we went with the left-back and the right-back. Didn't understand why McGinn was on the opposite side. Bailey, maybe it was to counteract Bailey and put Bailey on and let Bailey go alongside Diaby. Maybe that was in his thinking, but for me it didn't really work. I'm just annoyed, I'm just frustrated, I'm annoyed at how we just capitulated, and just, that's not an Unai Emery team, that's not an Unai Emery performance. And the one time that I expect it is on the first day of the season. Like, I don't expect that at St James's Park to be battered 5-1. So really disappointed, and just not good enough. And hopefully that we improve going into the next game. But it's another game. It's another start to a season where we've been absolutely terrible. And going into a season like last season, we lost against Bournemouth on the opening day. Today we've been absolutely battered against Newcastle, and it's frustrating because we did have some chances. We had that sort of Ollie Watkins one where he snatched it and he dragged it wide. We had the Matty Cash one when he should have buried that as well. Coutinho had a bit of an half chance as well. So we did have chances, but I've got to see past that, and I've got to look at the overall game and that midfield performance. It got overrun and it got absolutely bullied by Joelinton. And I think the ref, both teams at half-time were singing "You don't know what you're doing" to the ref, so both teams had that sort of issue with the ref. So I think at times it was annoying for us that he was giving those sort of like those challenges and he was playing play on, so that was frustrating. But it's the same for both teams. I think both teams thought the ref was rubbish, and that's basically, I'm just really annoyed, really frustrated, and it's just not good enough. It's simply not good enough. So it's got to change, and it's got to change next game, because that weren't an Unai Emery team. And the whole time we've had Unai Emery, we've never played like that. We've never been walloped like that. So frustrated. Up the Villa. Josh, talk to me. How you feeling?
Just a bit like you, sort of still taking in everything that we've seen today. For me, that isn't an Unai Emery performance. It's not an Unai Emery team. The one thing I've always been assured about our manager is that we would never get destroyed. We'd never get embarrassed. and that we would have a game plan executed. 5-1, it could have been 6, it could have been 7. Emmy's made some big late saves as well. And I think for me, the most worrying thing is the body language changed after Konsa's mistake. Konsa, yes, it's a poor error. He's dwelled on the ball. It happens. But the team, they lost their ability to want to press. Everything was second. Everything was third. And then attacking-wise, we lost confidence. People started hiding. People weren't really willing to be that person, to stand up and be counted for. Go back to the lineup again. In Unai Emery, we've always trusted. That lineup, it was different. It raised eyebrows, but I also thought, okay, that's fine. Let's see how this goes. We made Anthony Gordon today look like one of the best players in the league. Leon Bailey and Matty Cash struggled big time against a player that, let's be honest, couldn't really get in their starting lineup last season. Yes, he had a good pre-season, but we gave him so much respect. The first goal, again, comes from Leon Bailey switching off. They come in, bang. Tonali runs off the box. And for me, that was an issue. That right-hand side was getting destroyed in that first half. John McGinn on the left. When have we ever seen John McGinn play as a left midfielder? Under Unai last season and in pre-season, we haven't. That baffled me. And McGinn's body language looked off. He looked frustrated he was out there.
I've got to put in Josh, because it's like... it's by taking McGinn and putting him on the opposite side, you lose protection on that opposite side. So if you're talking about Matty Cash and Bailey, like... where's the protection? Because you're not going to get it. And that's where their threat all first half came from.
Absolutely. And let's be honest, on the other side, Miggy Almiron, we didn't really see much of him in the first half. So it completely shows that. I think the big thing for me then is obviously he's made the changes. Yuri Tillemans, try and change the shape. McGinn and Villa were in a position where they were controlling the game in that start of that second half. 2-1 down, we were controlling the game, and then the Konsa mistake happened, and that's where we capitulated. Can't happen again. We can't capitulate. We can't let the body language. And we come out of this ground today, and you feel it in the ground. And Newcastle, there was an air of confidence. There was an air of, we've just beat a team who everyone's hyping up, everyone's touting up. We've done it. Up the Villa podcast have done it. I've done it. Fan base done it. We believe in this team, and yet we've just lost 5-1, and that hurts. That hurts that we've walked away to there and embarrassed ourselves. Unai, he'll sort this out. He'll sort this out. But the big worry is now, what formation are we going with Tyrone Mings out injured? And it's not helped. You talked about big moments in the game. Football is about key moments. Football is about key moments. We've had a key injury in Tyrone Mings. Watkins goes and misses the chances as Ming gets injured. That sort of summed up our game today. Kashi. But it's not enough for me. Those key moments weren't the reason why we lost today. As Luke said, we lost the 50-50 battles. We were bullied off the park. That can't happen again. Away from home, if we seriously want to break top 6, you have to go to places away from home and pick up points. We play like that, we ain't picking up any points on the road. I'm disappointed. I look forward to Everton. I want to bounce back. I'm almost desperate to see us play again now up the Villa.
Yeah, so short, sharp, get out of here, get home, fan cam. Yeah, like I say, very frustrated, very disappointed, and you know, I go into quite detail on how tactically we set up, and it was just off at times, and it just wasn't right. And I'm going to have to come back tomorrow with more analysis, more in-depth vibes on how I think and where it went wrong. But I think the fundamental thing for me is it was just disjointed, and I just think, like Josh alluded to, you know, I think that the key battles we got completely run over. Sloppy mistakes, sloppy goals, lack of concentration, runners running off players, and basically just tap-ins, basically, and all that good hard work that we've seen in pre-season, and even what we saw last season, it just wasn't there today. It just really wasn't there, and I think we've just got to regroup now. And I hate saying it, like regroup and go again, and it's the fucking first game of the season. Like, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. So I'll be back tomorrow with more in-depth analysis up the Villa.